Hello everybody, welcome to Sunday Night Setups. We're now looking at the month of April. It is 4/2/2017. It is Sunday night and the futures are open and we want to get the week set up so that you can get some action done this week. My name is Joseph Cusick with the Cusick Group, securities offered by MoneyBlock. Let's jump right in. I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. It's been a little bit wet around here, but actually we had a beautiful day yesterday here in Chicago. It was nice and warm, but we see the markets are open right now. Futures are trading right now. The S&P 500 is trading up 225, up 0.1% at 23.59. Again, resting right on that 20-day moving average. This is the battleground this week in the S&P 500. This level right here of 23.55. Watch this closely. A break then puts 23.33 into play, and we'll watch that one very closely on the S&P 500. Taking a look at the Dow Jones. Dow Jones is trading up 14 right now at 20,613. We're within that 20-day and 50-day. Below its 20 days, so the short-term bulls, they're battling right now. We'll see where it lands, but right now we're going to watch this one very closely. I'm going to be watching the 20,450 level. That's going to be a critical level for the bulls to hold in the Dow Jones. Taking a look at the NASDAQ right now, trading up 5. Tech's been the strongest sector of them all, strongest index of them all, trading at 54.4075. So we're going to watch this one real closely. The next really level of concern or support for the bulls is going to be 53.86 on the NASDAQ. So that's really where the markets are trading right now. This is where the battlegrounds are right now for the major market indices. We did see in the small caps, if you take a look at the Russell 2000, it finished the week strong, but we're going to watch a lot of the domestic numbers that are going to come across, as well as are there any policy movements that are going to be happening over the next week or so. That's going to drive the Russell 2000 and these small cap domestically centric stocks. You've heard me talk about this. We're really at a crossroads right now where they need a catalyst, and that catalyst could be either some sort of positive note out of healthcare reform. Maybe that gets revived. It looks like it's going to get revived, but more importantly, we want to see tax reform, both on the corporate as well as the personal side. So tonight what I wanted to do to set up the week is take a look at a sector that I think you need to put on your radar screen, and that's going to be the aerospace and defense sector. Right now, I'm taking a look at the iShares, the ETF that tracks the aerospace and defense sector. It's ITA. That's the ticker symbol. Now, ITA broke its 50-day moving average, bounced through, and it's now in this very tight consolidation between its 20 and 50-day moving average. We have resistance in at 149.35, and we have support right now at 147.97. in ITA. I think this is a space, if you actually drill back a little bit, you can see that it's pulled back over the last few weeks and is consolidated here. This is a sector that really took off post-election. The defense sector is one that President Trump said that they're going to focus on. We've heard more rhetoric about, not beyond just the Boeing and the F-18s and the F-35s and so forth. We've been hearing more about how he's really going to put some spend towards this. Obviously, they got to figure out where they're going to get the money. I think there's going to be a battle here, but I think the battle right now is between this area right here, and we're going to watch this closely. So with that being said, let's take a look at the top 5 components of this ETF, ITA, the Aerospace and Defense ETF, and this is how I break it down. Taking a look at the largest component of this particular underlying is UTX. Now, I put a little spreadsheet together to give you kind of an idea of the makeup of this particular ETF. Now, there's a plethora of names in this. I just took the top 5. And the top 5 assets in this ETF constitute 35.4% of the total ETF. So when you see any one of these stocks moving, you know that this ETF is probably moving. The first one is United Technologies, ticker symbol UTX. Now, the last price was at $11.12 or $112.21. The implied volatility rank, that's the IVR, comes in at 15.7. So on a scale of 1 to 100, 1 being the lowest or 0 to 100, and 100 being the highest, we're at 15. That's just telling you, folks, when you hear me say implied volatility rank, that's telling you a 15 implied volatility rank. Basically, the options market doesn't see that the stock is going to be moving violently either up or down. The 1 week estimated move, that's the EM. You've heard me talk about this. The options are priced in about $1 move in this $112 stock between now and Friday. Now, this stock makes up 8.94%, almost 9% of the ETF ITA. Now, Lockheed Martin, LMT, trading at 267.60. You can see right here that the IVR is coming in at 28.5, and the weekly estimated move is 295. Now, that could be either up or down on this $200 stock. So you're seeing 1% moves being priced in for the week for these two names. And right here, this alone makes up 16% of this ETF. General Dynamics, ticker symbol GD. Right now, stock's trading at 187. It has an IVA rank of 20. Again, on that lower end. I call it the lower third. So not a heightened expectation of huge violent moves. The options are pricing in for the stock about a $3.75 move in this $187 stock. Again, roughly about a 1.5 to almost 2% move being priced in right now, a little over 2% being priced in for the week. Taking a look at Northrop Grumman, ticker symbol NOC, stock's trading at 237. The IV rank is coming in at 31.8. This is the most notably high one, but it's still on that lower third. So not a huge heightened sense of big moves, but it's a lot bigger than the rest of its peers in this ETF. The range right now being estimated is 261, which is, again, right around a 1% move being priced in for the week for NOC, Northrop Grumman. And finally, Raytheon, RTN. Stock's trading at 152.50. 26.9 is the IV rank. I want to reiterate this. If you see the IV rank get above 50, then you should be thinking, oh, wow, why is there such a heightened expectation of potential big violent moves? That's where you go in and check your thesis. You go in and look at the stock. Is there anything fundamentally going on, like earnings? Is this sector under pressure? Was there a tweet from President Trump? Who knows? But the next 19 days, they do not have weekly options. So I looked at the April expiration on the options. It's pricing in a $3.20 estimated range between now and April expiration, which is 19 days. And basically, you can see the percent of the assets that these individual stocks make up in that ETF ITA, and that's 35.4%. So you could either trade these individually and strategize. Do I want to buy stock? Do I want to do an option strategy based on my bias? Or do I want to go in and actually take a look at using the ETF? Now, technically speaking, when you look at these United Technologies, in a huge consolidation, look to break 114, challenged its 50-day early last week, and it bounced back now, is right at its 20-day moving average. You're seeing similar action in Lockheed Martin, General Dynamics, and these are just the 20 and 50-day. And the reason why I use 20 and 50-day, folks, is because it gives me a perspective on what buyers and sellers have been doing over the last 20 and 50 days of the trading period. And so this gives me a real good idea of what both short-term traders are doing as well as potentially institutions. And right now, the challenge is on. So in General Dynamics, you're really seeing that it's looking to challenge its 50-day moving average at 185.90. Is it bullish? Is it bearish? Well, right now, I would say that it's neutral to slightly bullish. But again, we're going to see how the sector does. But specifically, if it breaks this 50-day moving average, then this may put into question any type of upside for the bulls. Finally, taking a look at Northrop Grumman, you see that it is below its 20 and 50-day moving average. As a matter of fact, it is challenging right now its 50-day moving average. So the bears have taken control here, but this consolidation and bounce up, we're going to see how this starts the week. But right now, it needs to get through 239.05 for the bulls to start getting back into the driver's seat. All right, folks, that is it right now for Sunday Night Setups. If you ever have any questions, just shoot us an email at info@MarketStream.live, or you can email me directly at jcusick, JCUSICK at moneyblock.com. All right, we will see you tomorrow morning, 8:30 Eastern Time. I will be covering everything that's going on in the Asian markets. And then at 8:45, I will cover the European markets. And then at 9:30 Eastern, I will cover everything that's going on here in the United States. So join us here at MarketStream.live. Take care and have a great rest of the weekend.